Hi, folks. This is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown. Wow, it's almost 10 o'clock. Sorry I'm so late, but here we are. And we get some people in. I don't know if I got a very good stream, a good steady stream. Once we get some folks in, can let me know. And I hope you all had a great day. And things are progressing pretty much as we suspected. More finger pointing, hoaxes, exaggerations. They're not letting up one little bit after the two attempts that we know of on Mr. T. So it seems that they are certainly willing to let something happen to him. So, yeah, we'll document that and keep moving on with a lot of other stories we have in the books. I got on my title, Robber Barrons. And I'll play a little video from Mr. T. He explains exactly what he's talking about as far as robber barons go. Kamala gave a bibble babble on her, quote, economic plan, and everybody knows that a Marxist can't have an economic plan. All they do is lord over people and let them know what they can do, when they can do it, how much they can have, depending on how well they behave. It's called communism. So anyway, I hope everyone's doing well. And the latest flash in the pan is criminal charges filed against Trump and Vance in Springfield. That reminds me of, and we never heard of it again, but that mayor down there in Mar-a-Lago, was he, or town manager or some screwball, was saying, we're going to take away the operating permits from Mar-a-Lago since they want to shut the road down or do something. These little poobahs, these little local poobahs, like I said, all politics are local. So you got some local idiot in Springfield trying to file charges against Trump and Vance, and you got people that should know better jumping on the bandwagon, getting people all hyped up for it. But anyway, if a magistrate actually does issue a warrant, we should arrest that magistrate, much like we should have arrested the magistrate in Florida that did the search warrant on Mar-a-Lago, which, the basis and everything was political. And any idiot knows that a former president, especially one in good standing like Mr. T, they could take those phony charges and stick them where the sun don't shine. He's loved and respected by tens of millions of people, hundreds of millions of people. Well, take it to a billion around the world. So anyway, he keeps his presidential papers, and the exaggerations about secure documents and classified documents was all blown out of shape. They had to import some clown, Jack Smith, some clown from overseas. So, lock that magistrate up if he does something like that with Mr. T and Senator Vance. So anyway, let me see what we can do here. And I'm going to play a little video to make sure I'm coming through. You all remember peanuts. No one is going to give you the education you need to overthrow them. I thought that was funny. I put it up there. Take a screenshot of it and share it on Meta or whatever sites you're on. But anyway, let me see how my videos are doing with my stream. And I'll cut my mic off. I played this in a past broadcast, but hey, this is the type of thing that is locking in and solidifying, cementing the vote for Mr. T, by the way. And I'll cut my mic off.
How will you feel if Trump doesn't win, Diane?
Petrified.
Petrified?
Petrified.
Of what may be happening?
All the illegals coming through, they're going to make it up here to Michigan.
What is going on at the border scares me to death. I just hold my breath every day hoping that somebody that I love doesn't get hurt.
Really? You think about it that much?
Yes.
Yeah, look how shocked that moron reporter looked. But anyway, hopefully that played clear. Let me see. We got a lot of people. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Miss Minter Sue. Gloria. Sissy. Thank you, Miss Minter Sue, helping out with Buy Me a Coffee last night. Like I said, if I can't see the notifications, I'll thank you the next day. Ha, ha, ha. I appreciate it. So let me make sure I get everybody, as many people as I can as I go down my list here. Sherry's here. Ian's here. Araceli. Nice to see you. Hi, Wayne. Tracy. Debbie. So, let's see. Melinda. Yvonne. Hi, nice to see you. MS Motorsports is in the house. Everybody's rolling in. It's good to see everybody. Well, I got a lot of stuff to go through, and I was, as usual, when I do a picture show, I got to rush. And sometimes I just can't get it going. But I'm going to put this picture up later in the broadcast so we get more people in, because I'm going to have a mountain man quiz, and it's going to be no goggling, okay? Somebody is being claimed to be as bad as Weinstein or Seville, okay? We'll get back to that. And we're all sitting here with the Diddy situation and the R. Kelly and Jay-Z and all these creepos that are popping out of the woodwork. We're going to be finding out more and more as time goes by. But anyway, I got a nice picture right here. Let me put it up. Remind me to put that Mountain Man quiz question back up. I thought this was a nice picture we can leave on the screen while I'm doing my dissertation. Hi, Pappy. How you doing? Nice to see you. Mayor of New York going to jail. Adams. Oh, so they finally closed in on him, huh? I didn't see that yet in my notifications. Roberto, how you doing? Angela, how you doing? Flannel Cheese. Nice to see you. So did they arrest Eric Adams, or are they just putting out articles he's going to jail? You know, they've been putting articles out that Trump's been going to go to jail for years. So maybe we'll hear something about it. But anyway, Tim Walsh, he's running around. Let's see, what did he do? He met with Alex Soros. And here, Alex Soros posted this. Honored to host Governor Tim Walsh at my home in New York City. You know, so that's how the little creepy weirdos that pull the levers around the world, that's how they live, you know, and that's what they look like. And it's an honor. And Tim Walsh looks like he's wetting his underoos. He's so excited to be there. So anyway, that tells you a picture's worth 10,000 words in this case. Tell you everything you need to know what you're looking at there. But that leads me to this little article about Tim Walsh. And it says, and I quote, says Tim Walsh in eloquent rebuttal of alleged ties to China. Took me a long time to get that down pat because, you know, we're all about accuracy here. So he's defending himself on that. And I saw an interesting, I couldn't get the video because I doubt it would have been allowed to be played. But I did the next best thing. This is from Citizens Free Press. Hit in an airstrike while live on air. And there he is. He's telling all those people, you know, whatever language he speaks, death to Israel and blah, blah, blah. America's Satan, And about 4 seconds after that shot, something happened and the screen got fuzzy for some reason. And the following second, all you see is smoke. So, yeah, I don't know if it was a technical difficulties or what. But there he is. before and after. And all of a sudden, he did, I guess, holler for coffee or something like that, but then he got real quiet. There's just smoke all around. Here, I go through some of my Citizens Free Press stories. Oregon DMV mistakenly registered more than 1,200 non-citizens to vote. Complete audit finds. Oh, when was this? September 23rd, 2024. Just a mistake. Well, let me tell you something. Citizens of Oregon who work for the DMV, you better damn sight make sure you can prove it's an innocent mistake. Because remember what Mr. T put out. Anybody caught doing that on purpose equals jail, with a period on the end of it. So you make sure you got it down. And here you go. Here's another story. I got a good video Mr. TM will play. Idaho man, Warren Jones, crazy bull. Now, why would anybody call this guy crazy bull? Look at him. Has been charged with threatening to unalive. Isn't that something? Why is he thinking that way? I thought everybody liked Trump. President Donald Trump in several phone calls and Facebook posts. Well, at least you just got arrested, you creep. Because remember what they did to that guy in Utah, all right? But the ongoing vitriol and exaggerations and BS stories that are getting pumped out by the mainstream media, I will remind everybody that the White House has been put on notice.
This is the one that weaponized, not me. She weaponized. I probably took a bullet to the head because of the things that they say about me. They talk about democracy. I'm a threat to democracy. They're the threat to democracy.
So, yeah, you've already been told, and you can see by her face she didn't like it. Speaking of people making faces, let me see what's going on. Hi, Angela. 13 BLT, how you doing? Nice to see you. Ravens. I don't know. It might be Red October. Yeah, they're putting out articles. We'll have nothing and be happy. Don't you know that's a way a good person lives? You don't eat meat. You eat bugs to save the planet. Unless you're Alex Soros in your sky penthouse or whatever, welcoming diapers to come see you. But anyway, here, talk about body language. In this short little clip, it's not very long, but I'll let it play. But you look at the body actions of the people involved in this, and I was kind of surprised.
Then he just wouldn't go. He was like a bug. He just kept being there. He was like a bug right there. So you felt...
Joe Biden acted like he smacked the bug on the table and everybody laughed. Joe sitting there keeping his eye on Whoopi. But did you see Joy Behar? She actually hit his arm, Biden's arm, which he didn't change his look like who just hit me? And Joy Behar has an angry look on her face, which I could care less for Joy Behar. But it was surprising. If you don't believe me, I'll play it again for you. Watch Joy Behar.
Then he just wouldn't go. He was like a bug. He just kept being there. He was like a bug right there. So you felt...
Yeah, that's a little bit of a slow clip, but she whacked him pretty good. He didn't seem to care at all. But anyway, they're not slowing down on the rhetoric. Biden's not slowing down either. Here, New York Post put this out. Biden says staff doesn't let him call young girls on stage at events, but, quote, I'm going to do it anyway. Okay. So I don't know. He's being cantankerous, is he going to do something else in front of everybody that's really creepy to keep pounding in the American psyche that there's something very wrong with these people? I don't know. Let me see you all's coming in. So, hi, Stan. How you doing? Nice to see you. Well, I'm glad you finally got here too, 13. Have a good time, and we'll go over everything. Now we got a bunch of people in. I want to play before my stream gets weak. Did you all watch Mr. T at the factory in North Carolina today? And I tell you, I know about that factory. And I had a friend that used to sell furniture years ago. I mean, we're talking, wow, probably 30 years ago. Would drive, I don't know, 7-8 hours, load that box truck up full of oak chairs, spindleback chairs, Chippendale style chairs, high quality, just like Trump was saying, beautiful stuff, and bring it back and sell it at his shop his mom and dad had. And anyway, but did you all get a chance to see Mr. T? He put out something that I think we ought to discuss after he is finished with this soliloquy about the people that are coming after him, okay? He gives a quite an insight, I believe, into, if you'll notice, he says Iran's after him and possibly someone else. Zelensky was in town, but he's not the only one that was in town, okay? The president of Iran, did you all know that? How come the media doesn't report that kind of stuff? Here's a 3-year-old meme. Here's a 3-year-old meme that came into play today. One of these. I give you one of these, Zelensky. Yeah, it's AI. Joe's arm is about 5 feet long. But anyway, he's patting Zelensky on the backside. But anyway, let me play this and see what little nuggets you get out of it, because I think this speech at the furniture factory very telling and very important. I'll cut my mic off and play it.
In and out, but I'll be back. As you know, there have been 2 assassination attempts on my life that we know of, and they may or may not involve, but possibly do, Iran. But I don't really know, can't be sure, because in the first case in Butler, Pennsylvania, great place, and we're going back to Butler, by the way. We're going to go back and finish our speech. The FBI has been unable to open the 3 potentially foreign-based apps. And in the second case, the assassin had 6 cell phones in his car, yet the FBI has likewise been unable to penetrate their guard. Shouldn't be tough to do. They want to know, and I want to know, the world wants to know, who is he calling? Who is he calling? In the old days, the FBI and the DOJ used to capture people before anything happened. In current days, the upper echelon of the FBI is all talk while they focus on the sitting president's political opponents. That's what they're doing. They spend so much time. We won the case in Florida. It's all a big scam. It's all against a political opponent, me, who's doing better in the polls than anybody else, and should be hopefully able to recapture the presidency and 41 days and make our country great again, but all they focus on is their political opponent, but they must get Apple to open these foreign apps, and they must get Apple to likewise open the 6 phones from the second lunatic, who's a lunatic, and open them immediately, because we have a lot at stake. Whether it's me or any other former president, they break into apps all the time. They had no problem breaking into the apps of the J6 hostages. They broke into those apps, and they could be Iran-based. They could also be something else, but we'll never know until they're opened, and they got to get them opened. And really, why is it that the father of the shooter in the Butler instance has one of the best and most expensive lawyers in the entire state of Pennsylvania? How did he get to this expensive lawyer, big law firm, the biggest in Pittsburgh? Where did he get this big law firm from? It's sort of strange. If I were president and a former president and a leading candidate, I'm the leading candidate by far to be the next president. And that leading candidate was under threat. If I was president and the candidate was under threat, any candidate, Republican or Democrat, and by the way, I want to thank the Democrats because they just increased funding for the Secret Service, who work very hard. They increased funding for the Secret Service, and nobody will believe this. It was a unanimous vote. Republicans, every single Republican, every single Democrat present voted in favor. That was the first unanimous vote we've seen in a long time, and that's to increase the funding of the Secret Service. So I thank everybody in Congress. But if I were the president, I would inform the threatening country, in this case Iran, that if you do anything to harm this person, we are going to blow your largest cities and the country itself to smithereens. We're going to blow it to smithereens. You can't do that. And there would be no more threats. There would be no more threats. But right now, we don't have that leadership or the necessary people, the necessary leaders. We have 2 people, not one. We don't even know who our president is right now. Who is our president right now? We really don't know, but we have 2 people, not one, that only keep looking. And when you do that, when you just look, trouble always ensues. So it's big trouble for our country. Meanwhile, we have the president of Iran in our country this week. We have large security forces guarding him, and yet they're threatening our former president and the leading candidate to become the next president of the United States. Certainly a strange set of circumstances. Around the world, our enemies are desperate to prevent Donald Trump from returning to the White House because they know I will make America great again. They don't want that. 4 years ago, our country was feared and respected, and our country will soon be feared and respected again. We have to have that. And that's why we all need to pull together to thwart these attempts and to bring back American strength, power, and prestige. We will soon have it back. No threat will shake me. No enemy will intimidate me. And I have never been more determined than I am today, and I will never back down in my fight to make America great again, which is what we're doing. So I want to make that statement because we are under threat. I have been threatened very directly, and I appreciate the agencies that we've been meeting with, but we've been threatened very directly by Iran. And I think you have to let them know, because the best way to do it is through the office of the president, that you do any attacks on former presidents or candidates for president, your country gets blown to smithereens, as we say. We are going to defeat Comrade Kamala Harris, and we are going to take back our country. We're going to take it back.
Okay, so, yeah, a lot was said there. He put the bad finger on Apple and the F.B.I. right? And he mentioned they got into the apps. Everybody that was at the protests, right? You know, all these people sitting in jail for years that didn't break anything. They didn't hurt anybody. They just came in upon invitation in many cases by, I don't know, people posing as law enforcement or what, you know? So this is unheard of, where you have these types of attacks. And he said Iran and possibly other places. Well, he said that a couple of times. What makes people think other places? And he said, you got the president of Iran in here visiting while these threats are ongoing. Very strange situation. But also you have Zelensky coming in, and this guy on the screen, he's been there to Ukraine many times. They say he went into Turkey, but they don't mention the fact that a lot of people use Turkey just to run right over into Iran. Coordination? I don't know. Everybody knows what he thinks of Ukraine. He thinks more of Ukraine than he does a former president of the United States. So 3 apps they say they can't get into, and Trump would like them very much to get into those 3 apps. Dan Scavino posted this picture. I like this picture too. I believe that counter snipers, I don't see. I'd have to really zoom in for any identifying chevrons or insignias, but definitely people look like they know what they're doing there. But anyway, 6 cell phones they can't get in, and 3 apps they're having a hard time getting in. He's saying, Apple, you gotta get in there. You got to get the amount of information I want to know. Who was he calling? Who the second one? And well, we want to know the first one and the second one. You could get a bunch of little old ladies, okay, for J6. And how did his father get a high dollar lawyer, one of the best ones you can get in the state of Pennsylvania? They're all tied in like worms in a clump of dirt, and I think we're going to find out. You know, what did they do with Trump's what they usually call sacrosanct attorney-client privilege? They threw it in the trash pail for Trump. But they think it's going to hold up for them? Something this serious? How did you get retained, Mr. $1,000 hour or whatever you charge? Oh, that's attorney-client privilege. Okay. Like with Peter Navarro? Well, we'll see how that works out for you, buddy, when we're talking about, don't forget, who's been involved in some of these arrests? Department of Homeland Security. Okay? So we'll see how all that stuff works out for you guys. And here's, you guys can watch. I didn't get a clip of it, but that is a quote on the screen from a cabinet member. I think the Department of Commerce, a sitting cabinet member of the Biden administration, said, we must extinguish him. And she did say it. It's a short clip. Oh, we do, in line with the rhetoric from the Harris campaign, turn the page and all that crap. She slips in there, we must extinguish him. And yes, they did cancel a rally for Trump in Wisconsin because they claimed they couldn't protect him. So speaking of these mystery lawyers that pop up, I guess doing pro bono for wild-eyed assassins' parents, here you got this character. I played a little clip from his show. Congress being live streamed. Look who's live streaming. Brian Taylor Cohen. Another one of these attorneys that are involved. I'm just speculating, like normal people in the public. When I hear rumors that Mark Garagos is helping organize financing for Midas Trash Network, Legal AF, okay? You know what that stands for. Foul language. That's a good way to represent your profession when you're an officer of the court on household form. Legal AF. But I said, I'm not clicking on that. I'm not giving him a click. But they had 31,000 people watching. The hearing was over 2 hours. Well, Kirshner put up a video, my testimony before Congress. It was 11 minutes. And what he was talking about, he had a little book report in front of him about Project 2025. Okay? Trying to drill that hoax home. That's what these people are doing with their law licenses. They're not serving the public. And I fully expect people to be held to account for that. I made my feelings clear about that. But hey, we're getting good news all the time. Here we got Newsmax put this out. Pennsylvania. There's majority of registered voters in Pennsylvania's Luzerne County flipped to GOP. That's a big county. Pennsylvania State Department data released Monday shows that the majority of registered voters in Luzerne County, Pennsylvania, are now Republicans. The first time the GOP has led the county in registrations since 1970. A lot of states, there was a shift away from Republicans in 1970. Why was that? The Nixon coup, okay? The Nixon coup. Well, we'll get into that another time. They slandered and shoved Nixon out of office. They called it a silent coup. Here you go. Kamala Harris is outspending the Trump campaign by $5 million every day. She has the entire media behind her, Hollywood, big business, big tech, and yet she's still behind. New. Kamala Harris. This is by TDUSA, put up this article from Red State. Kamala Harris using Soros-funded fake news sites to lie to voters. That was September 24th, yesterday. Fake news sites. What else do we hear? Georgie Porgy Soriosio is buying somewhere in the area of 200 radio stations. And it needed a special permission from the FCC. I guess because of the speciousness of the funding or financing of this endeavor, which usually, I don't know, would the SEC give the same kind of guff to this bunch that they do Trump? I doubt it. But a 3-2 vote. So what area of the government have they not infiltrated? From the National Archives, which was one of the impetuses for giving this unconstitutional guff towards Mr. T, right down to the FCC, Federal Communications Commission. They've been busy bees, haven't they? But we'll keep pushing back. So, with this stupid business, those two clowns I just put up, Kirshner and Cohen, they're supposedly not affiliated with Midas Trash Network, but I suspect there might be some kind of tie that binds. But anyway, I don't know if I have it in the studio or not. They were quick to put up a video of celebrating this stupid attempt to charge Trump and Vance. How do you criminally charge somebody when they're talking about eating the dogs, eating the cats, draining the resources of a community? And I guess they claim they're working in concert with these supposedly disaffected Haitians. And I don't know if I got a screen clip of it or not. Here we go. I did. Here we go. First, to put it up today. 1.1 million views in 5 hours. Brian Taylor Cohen. Breaking: Trump and Vance hit with criminal charges. Is that going to turn out to be true? Is this something that's going to have to be retracted or corrected? I don't know, but you make a lot of money when you get that kind of views. But Fetterman, he was quoted as saying that that's what he heard. A lot of people are saying, well, that's what was the talk that was going around. What else did Fetterman say? Here. Senator John Fetterman, Democrat, Pennsylvania, shares how the former President Trump has transformed the Keystone State after the attempt on his life. Trump has created a special kind of hold, and he's remade the party, and he has a special kind of place in Pennsylvania. And I think that only deepened after that first assassination attempt. So it's even deeper now. What I was saying at the beginning of the broadcast is that Trump supporters are cemented in. This isn't some mushy, wishy-washy, walnut-brained support that Kamala Harris has. Did you watch her? I couldn't stomach it. Her economic unveiling. More garbage. Recycled Obama rhetoric. Just a dizzy recital of cornball pablum for people with brains the size of a walnut. I don't see how a reasonable person could sit there and expose themselves to that kind of gibberish. But you hear Trump. I'll play. I got a short clip of his. Let me see. I got two more clips from him. Let me see. Is this the one about the economy? The economic jobs, the BS they tried to pull. I don't know if this is the right one about the 850,000 jobs, but he called it fraud. What it is, fraud.
And stronger and better than ever before. They're mostly gone. They're all coming back. This is why people and countries want to kill me.
They're not happy with me. It is.
Oh, that's the other one. I'll play that at the end. This is the one about where he mentions again the fraud. The fraud. And the reason I'm putting them together this way, bookending them, the assassination attempts, the lies about the economy now, and at the end is why they want to unalive him. And they don't think a whole heck of a lot more about us either, whether we make it or not, if you know what I mean.
So we want to hear an apology for all of the jobs and all of the lives that she's destroyed. Think of it. They created 818,000 fake jobs so that the job numbers would look better. But they got caught before the election. They were going to announce it after the election that it was a mistake. It wasn't a mistake. It was fraud. And the Attorney General should look into it because nobody's ever had that kind of a mistake before in this country. 800, almost 1 million jobs, a mistake. But she got caught. So I just, sometimes these whistleblowers and leakers are okay with me.
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes the whistleblowers are okay with me. But here we go. Here's somebody that lives in Springfield. For those ones, you know, the Brian Taylor Cohen and the Kirschners, you know, that are going to sue a senator and a former president on behalf of these poor newcomers.
But I can tell you personally that when I worked at the grocery store and I cashed them out, the receipts were alarming. $13,000 on EBT food, not including the $29,000 that was on EBT cash. EBT food.
30,000 of their EBT cash balance left.
Yes.
And as a cashier, you can see that.
Yes.
And you're like, holy shit, what even 30 grand on that?
It's infuriating.
On one person's car.
It's infuriating. Yes, sir.
So they're not getting 600.
And while they're dressed very well, how are you able to dress like that? Coming over here, running for help that we're supposedly helping them? How are you dressed like that when we, the American people, are scrapping for the next set of work boots? That's a problem. That's a serious problem.
Well, yeah, they're dressed really well. And they may be insulted if you say they're eating the dogs and eating cats, because you know why? Because this is a big giveaway. This is a big recruitment into the country of like-minded communists. And I'm not being hyperbolic. The elites and the government bureaucrats have the wherewithal to get out. Okay? They're dressed nicely. They behave nicely. They're upper crust from Haiti, not the people that really need to get the hell out of there. All they are is trained limousine liberals. And they're coming here and they are bleeding this country dry. And they're going to get government jobs where they can bolster the type of garbage that Comrade Kamala Harris is pushing. They're trying to make the USA a haven, a sanctuary country for like-minded Marxists. That's why they're dressed real nice. And they're used to getting a bunch of money and stuff for doing not a damn thing because they're bureaucrats. Here's one more clip I'll play where my stream is fairly strong. Let me see. They are scared. Here's Michael Cohen, where he says, just like all these other TDS freaks and people that have stuck their neck out to malign and libel and persecute Trump to keep themselves out of jail for their own doings. His taxi cab stamp scam. Who else knows what he's hiding? But here he is saying he's going to leave and telling her she's in danger too when Trump gets in. All of them are in danger because of Trump.
Out of here. I mean, I'm already working on a foreign passport with a completely different name. I don't know how it's going to work as far as dealing with my wife and my children. I certainly don't want them moving to where I'm looking to go. But I don't think yourself, the president of MSNBC, General Milley, Liz Cheney, how many people has he turned around and said that these are people that I intend to go after the ability to? And the worst is the Supreme Court's recent decision that gave him immunity, presidential immunity. Now he thinks it's not only is it I can do whatever I want, but I can't even be prosecuted. To get out of jail free card.
Unbelievable state of being. Michael Cohen,
I'll still be available to you, but by remote.
Right, by encrypted remote. Thank you for spending time with us today.
It's always good to see you.
Somewhere. You've been right about everything.
Yeah, he's been right about everything. That's why he went to jail. Okay? No, he hasn't been right about everything. But, you go ahead and try to run, buddy. You try to run to another country. Let's see how far you get. Because don't forget, I still maintain this is a international military police action, okay? And we've got treaties with other countries there. You won't be able to hide, bud. You won't be able to hide. But you might get tripped up by your own games, because here's something else they're putting out to I don't know, get us scared. Here's a picture of cows. Oh, what now? Cow farts are destroying the earth? No, wait a minute. Bird flu may be evolving, quote, under the radar, scientists say. Sky News, not to be confused with Sky News Australia. Hi, Lone Wolf. Thank you for helping out last night on Buy Me a Coffee. And Mike and Bev for helping out last night on Buy Me a Coffee, too. I appreciate it very much. So, anyway. So he might not be able to leave. You know, if they try to lock us all down again, you won't be able to get on a plane, even if you got a passport under somebody else's name. Did you hear him say that? I got to get a passport on a different name. Yeah, good luck. So I posted this on my community page. Remember this guy, the suspect's son? There he is, crazy-eyed looking thing. He said, IHATNNE, Trump, just like every reasonable person. There's two reasonable people right there. Arrested on child prawn charges. And they said they got devices with videos on them. Let me tell you something. This character might think he's tough. Not scared of being interrogated. I'm willing to go to jail for the rest of my life for my beliefs. Well, if he's a halfway normal father, they'll hang this over his head like you wouldn't believe. You don't want to talk? You don't want to give us the codes to your phone? Oh, here's Junior. We're getting ready to send him wherever, Rikers Island or wherever he's going. And, you don't want to help us. We don't want to help you. But I want to get back to what I was talking about in the first place. I don't know why people are dropping off. Did my videos break up? Is that why people are dropping off? Let me see. Or were they coming through at least where you could hear what they were saying? I don't see anybody making a mention of it, so hopefully things are going along good with the stream. But anyway, there must be somebody, Phil Godlewski must have a special or something like that, or what's his name? Must be putting something out. I don't know. About get off the roads by midnight tonight. AP. Representative Clay Higgins made all the lefties mad. He posted this Haitian group in Springfield, Ohio, file citizens' criminal charges against Trump and Vance. Clay Higgins said, LOL, these Haitians are wild, eating pets, voodoo, nastiest country in the Western Hemisphere, cults, slapstick gangsters, but damned if they don't feel all sophisticated now. Filing charges against our president and VP. All these thugs better get their mind right and their ASS out of our country before January 20th. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, Clay. Yeah, they're all sophisticated now. I would like to find some of the writings about Haiti from back in the 1800s through and carried on. Just horrible. I mean, horrible. It hadn't changed that much. Read up on Papa Doc Duvalier. Papa Doc Duvalier. Oh, what's this? A spaceship crashed? What happened? Look, it's a spaceship that crashed. No, it's not. What is it? Immune-compromised woman, 64, uses suicide pod dubbed the Tesla of euthanasia to end her life. Several arrested. Good. That's the New York Post. What do you think we are? Canada? New Zealand? That's not part of our official part of our healthcare program yet. Did this get 1 million views in 5 hours? 1.1 million views in 5 hours? No, it got 4,600 views in 41 minutes. Fox, live now from Fox. Breaking. DOJ report shows FBI field sources stormed. Okay? The Capitol. On that magic day, January, and you know what the number is, 6. I got to be careful how I say it. No, it didn't get if it was at the pace of what's his name? Michael David, whatever, Cohen? 1 million views? No, they didn't push that. Not at all. Here, I thought this was Alex Soros when I saw the picture. Look at that face. talking like they're on the phone. Stop Trump's abortion ban. There's no Trump abortion ban. Just a campaign full of lies. But what's going on here? Josh Shapiro, the one who signs BOMBs like it's some kind of joke. And there was another good clip from Trump when he was talking about what happened to Ukraine. Very moving. Get a chance to listen to it. But no, this creep signs the bombs. I know some of you aren't about talking on the phone anymore. Oh, really? Yeah, they like texting. But in this election, it's critical we talk to folks about why they should vote for Kamala Harris. So if you're nervous, Schlossenberg, whatever his name is, and I got your back with our new guide, how to phone bank and text bank too. And they get up there and do a little parody of pretend like they're talking to voters, saying, yeah, you got to stop Trump. This is for the future of democracy and all that crap. But anyway, the party of HATE, okay? That's what I'm going to call them. On my thumbnail, I was trying to get up early, or get up quick before, got too late to even broadcast. So I put up this part of of a meme. Obama's face before and after. Here it is. U.S. presidents at the beginning and end of their term. Got a picture of Trump. Obama looks like hell. And then you got Trump there smiling. Wait a minute. Here's Joe. Oh, wait a minute. Joe at the beginning of his term and Joe at the end of his term. So anyway, if you're wondering where my thumbnail came from, that's another one you get a picture of and put it on Meta. Just a rib the creepy liberals that are still hanging on. Well, now, I'm going to get back to my previous question. And no goggling. Who is this person that is bad as Weinstein or Seville? You see his picture. Don't look in YouTube. You got to get it out of your own gray matter in your head. Here it goes. See if you remember who it is. Grim allegations against former Harrods boss, Mohammed Al-Fayed. Who is this person? Do you all know? Harrods is a big department store, but high end. You go in there and shop, you better have a big bag of money. Or somebody else's credit card or something like that. Do you all know? Let's see if anybody has a guess who this is. Oh, yeah. Diddy, Montel, Ellen the Degenerate. And what are other names I heard? I heard J-Lo. Word is that Diddy went to a different country. Melinda got it. Dodie in Aristoteles. His son was killed with Princess Di. Tennessee, how you doing? Yep. Dodie dad, Dodie's father. Wow. That's right. But anyway, J-Lo was taken from her parents. I don't know which country for sure. When she was 16. By Diddy. Did you all hear that? Hear about that? J-Lo, another minor. We already know about, what's that boy's name? He was 13 years old. What's Justin Bieber? And somebody says something about Ashton Kutcher being involved. Beyonce? No, it's Beyonce was 16 years old. I'm sorry, not J-Lo. Beyonce. Let me correct myself. Yeah, Usher was underage too. Bieber, yeah. But Beyonce was underage. She was 16, taken unaccompanied minor from another country into America. Beyonce. She was 16. DiCaprio was 13. The Kardashians are tangled up in there. Now we're starting to make some sense as to what happened to Bruce Jenner. Bruce Jenner. And these people are all tied up into this weirdo, hedonistic stuff. But I can tell you, Ron Perlman's name was brought up. I heard Diddy mention Ron Perlman's name. He said, oh, it's such a beautiful thing when you got older people and younger people like Ron Perlman talking to Jay-Z. Oh, well, there's going to be a knock on some doors. And some people better be answering questions. Just like this character here said. Diddy's bodyguard says there are tapes of politicians at, quote, freak-offs and claimed rapper learned from other music moguls. So, birds are going to be singing. People are going to be flipping. And I heard one guy, I won't say his name, because sometimes I watch his podcasts, but saying, hey, when you look at the whole thing, they're adults. They can do what they want. Nobody's been kidnapped. Nobody's been forced. And this whole thing is just being blown out of proportion. Oh, you think so? When you take somebody from another country when they're a child? When there's people involved using controlled substances, in some cases intravenously? I don't give a damn how much permission they give or how much they want to say it's a free country. There's going to be some rear ends going to jail. Okay? They can choose whether it's 10 years or 100 years. You're going to hear people talking. Rihanna from Barbados said 16. Yeah, Disney. That's right, Debbie. Oh, we'll never forget Disney and ABC. I don't know if it was baby oil or not. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's disgusting. The whole bunch is disgusting. But you know, if Montel Williams was involved, there might be a bomb dropping about Kamala. But we've got to remember the timing. Joe has got to do what? He's got to take care of Hunter. He's got to hide a bunch of stuff for himself. So we'll see which way this ball bounces. But you know what? Here's something else Citizen Free Press put up. For 2 years, this video has been posted on the Ayatollah's website for the past 2 years. The assassination of Trump is no joke. And what it is it shows a little robot drone running around a golf course. And I got a freeze frame of where they're taking aim at Mr. T while he's swinging his golf club. And they're sprinkling in this video messages about vengeance for whatever that creep's name was Trump blew to smithereens. Oh, Tweedledum ASS. The brother of Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vint and Min. His brother's name, Eugene. Democrat candidate Eugene V., and I can't say the name, doesn't show up to his own debate for Virginia's 7th Congressional District. Oh, I guess they think the fix is in. We'll see how that goes for Tweedledum ASS. What's this? David Chapman put this up. Notre Dame poll of students. Oh, Trump up by 2. Harris, 46. Trump, 48. The Irish Rover Notre Dame poll among likely voters on campus. In 2020, they liked Biden by 66%. Trump only 29. Now he's leading. What does that tell people? If the 2024 presidential election today, would you vote for if the candidates were Kamala and Donald Trump? So, people say, oh, it's just a Scottish poll. Well, a little more than that. A little bit more than that. Here's something put on Meta. Reminder, the people who are against voter ID wanted you to show VAX and then EAN papers. Yeah, keep that in mind. Fox News. Trump assassination attempt. Inexperienced Secret Service agent flying drone called toll-free number for help. Secret Service agent had just an hour of informal training on the device. Can you believe this? No wonder it was such a damn fiasco. And Trump wouldn't put this stuff up if there wasn't something very solid behind it. Exclusive. Donald Trump opens a big 10-point lead in our election model. Daily Mail. Donald Trump opens up a big lead in our election model. Kamala Harris may have enjoyed her most successful campaign weeks, according to our election model, which showed Donald Trump opening up a 10-point lead. That's what I've always felt that. But we gotta go vote like we're 1 point behind. Look here. Citizen Free Press. You ought to check that out once in a while. On T-Social. Government school celebrates Kamala Harris Day. Government school, a public school, all right, getting involved in politics, strictly verboten. But that plays into something else I saw on Utizzle today. This is how they cheat. Black conservative perspective. This came up today. Pro-Trump mother confronts school election worker registering daughter to vote. My daughter was pulled out of class to register part 2. This is not right. So you have people using public school dollars to go after Mr. T. MSNBC. This is supposed to be, I wanted to ask you all, was it just me or did Mr. T's hair look pink or purplish the other night? And sure enough, that's what I've been seeing on all the different clips and things. I thought it was just the video I was watching, but that's another thing. That was a promise. Raskin reacts live to Trump's latest rally threat. I didn't watch it because they get plenty of views, 375,000. Whatever Trump said, people are going to jail, that interfere in the election, whatever, people are being deported, whatever. You're damn right, Jamie Raskin. It was a promise. I'm glad your brain's starting to work and you understand. Poly Market. puts out stuff, but I want to tell you about, don't worry about Polymarket too much, because they do their polls. They're showing Trump 1 point behind. They do that. That's on betting odds. And you have billionaires who will lose everything if Trump goes in. Everything. So they skew the betting odds. They don't give a damn if they lose the money to make Trump look bad, because they will be in big trouble when he wins. So they go in there and mess with the betting pool. Live now. The reason I'm putting this up, surprise of a lifetime. $100 from Trump. Mother who Donald Trump gave $100 at the Pennsylvania grocery store speaks out. It was 30 minutes after that. Some people were putting videos out that Trump may have broke election laws by giving this woman $100. Did you all hear that crap? And then in front of our own eyes, just what I showed you, them using the public school system to recruit for Kamala. And they're complaining about Trump giving a poor woman $100 for her groceries. That's what kind of garbage we're dealing with. In a UN speech, El Salvador president, he's the one who locked up 60-some thousand gang members in one Supermax prison and lowered his murder rate to 0 per year until they committed an act of violence, and he took 5,000 troops and surrounded the gang that was behind the unaliving and arrested all of them. But anyway, he's speaking out about what they're doing to Trump. This was at the UN. Let me see. Bukele calls out Biden-Harris administration for targeting political rivals and censoring dissident voices. Quote, in El Salvador, we do not imprison the opposition. We do not censor opinions or confiscate property for thinking differently. Here, no one is arrested for expressing their ideas. I do want to mention that today, Trump at that furniture factory described Harris's unrealized property gains tax, supposedly, described it just as what I've been calling it from day one, wealth confiscation. That's the exact terms he used. So like I said, we're on the same page. I didn't get this video because I know I can't play it on this thing. Here's the young lady here. 15-year-old sophomore quit school after being forced to read, quote, incest porn in her English class. Lorena Benson is a 15-year-old sophomore at Athens Drive High School in Raleigh, North Carolina. Isn't that disgusting? Well, we all know that Kamala is not going to the Al Smith dinner for 40 years. They've been having, and even before that, since the late 1950s, they've been having this dinner. And Cardinal Dolan reacts to Kamala skipping the Al Smith dinner. We're not used to this. We don't know how to handle it. This hasn't happened in 40 years since Walter Mondale turned down the invitation. And remember, he lost 49 out of 50 states. Senator Schumer said to me, I don't think she made the decision. I think her schedulers are saying she can't make it. So we're not giving up hope. We hope she's here. There's going to be pressure on her to be there. It's supposed to be a time where we can show we can all come together. And it's hosted by the Catholic Church, like Cardinal Dolan. And it's a charitable fundraising dinner they've been doing since the 1950s, maybe even the 40s, when Al Smith ran. I think he ran a time or two against FDR. We talked about him the other night. Clandestine's opinion here. The Dems have seen the internal polling. They know they're going to lose in a fair fight. They will explore other contingencies. Assassinate Trump, World War III, election fraud, insurrection. They will try to eliminate Trump. If that fails, they are ready to send more troops to the Middle East and could attempt to incite large-scale conflict in the hopes they can justify canceling the election in a time of war. Wow, that's a lot to happen in 40-some days. If that doesn't work, they will implement some level of voter fraud in an attempt to steal the swing states. If that does not work, they will attempt to prevent the peaceful transition of power and refuse to cede power to Trump. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Stay frosty. What do you all think? You think it's going to be bumpy? What do you guys think of this? Nancy Mace put this out. Stolen valor. A tweet from Kindness Taylor. Cease and desist for Harris camp. Kamala Harris is using Waffle House coloring in yellow blocks logo inspiration for her ads. Cease and desist was served, but they are still using it. Waffle House is allowing it for some reason. Will they file a suit? All these players are connected. Cheaters. I don't get it. Does that look like something you'd want for your campaign? Look like the Waffle House? What sense does that make? Not very presidential. But then again, of course they can't be presidential. Here's a Bill Barr. Now this was from the New York Post, has got its own UTizzle channel. And Bill Barr gave an interview. It's just a transcript. They didn't have him actually on screen. Former U.S. Attorney General William Barr panned the Justice Department he once ran for publicly disclosing a chilling letter from the man who allegedly attempted to assassinate former President Donald Trump earlier this month. New York Post politics reporter Ryan King shares this story. In a court filing Monday, prosecutors released a disturbing note they claimed was authorized by suspect Ryan Wesley Routh, 58, as proof of his intention to unalive the 45th president. Barr said, "I was dumbfounded that the DOJ made public this morning the contents of the letter that Ryan Routh left with an acquaintance prior to the attempted assassination attempt of Trump," Barr told Fox News. So if you want to watch that, it's on New York Post. Let's see what comes of that. Just keep that in the hopper, okay, inside your gourd. Your gourd hopper. Elon Musk. This might be one you want to put in your quiver. Elon Musk, I'll make it nice and big. A Trump victory is essential to the defense of freedom of speech, secure borders, safe cities, and sensible spending. Elon Musk. Hi, Gary. How you doing? Thank you so much for helping out this week, and along with Miss Mindersue. Thank you for helping out this week. And Lone Wolf, I appreciate it so much. And Mike and Bev, thank you so much. And earlier in the month, it was Angela and Hilarious too in Tennessee. So anyway, I have this clip from Mr. T. Let me see if I got these. Yeah, what do you all think of that Dodi Fayed's father? Dodi Fayed's father being tied in there with Weinstein and Seville. They're just trying to cover up. I don't know. He went to his grave angry over what they did to his son. Of course, any father would be. But anyway, folks, I'm going to play this clip from Trump about who is after him and what he thinks about it. And I encourage you to watch this video on RSBN of Trump at the furniture company. And towards the end, he discusses the horrors in Ukraine. Okay, you look at Josh Shapiro in a different way when you see him signing BOMBs. But here, I'll close out with this discussion of the people that are trying to take out Mr. T and by proxy take out all of us. So, folks, I appreciate you all spending your precious time with me. I'm going to go live probably tomorrow night, if not, certainly Friday night. If you're subscribed and hit the notification bell, you'll know when I go live. So I appreciate my new subscribers. I had a few people jump on board. Thank you very much. Check through my other videos. I got plenty of them you can watch to brush up your memory or keep up with what's going on. So anyway, enjoy this clip from Mr. T, and I'll be seeing you soon. This is Mountain Man, over and out.
And stronger and better than ever before. They're mostly gone. They're all coming back. This is why people in countries want to kill me. They're not happy with me. It's a risky business. This is why they want to kill me. They only kill consequential presidents, remember that. But this is why, if you're one of the countries that's affected, you're not when they used to say they like Barack Hussein Obama, of course they do, because he did nothing to help us. When they like Biden, who doesn't know he's alive, of course they like him, because he does nothing to bring your businesses back. He lets the world rob our country, the robber barons. He lets them rob and steal from our country, and most importantly, he lets them take our jobs.